Hey guys, it's Angie from thesquishymonster.com, and today I'm going to show you what I'm taking to Super Bowl party. And I'm making Frito Pie. And if you're anything like me, the main attraction to things like this is the food. I mean, just be real here for a second. If it wasn't for the food, I more than likely won't show up. But my redeeming grace is that I never show up empty-handed, and I'm taking a big old vat of this. So I'm making this for a couple different reasons, because it goes along with the theme of Super Bowl parties, and I love them especially because what else can you feast on? Just anything covered and smothered with cheese. Everything is fried. There's pizza. There's creamy dips. I mean, you can just go crazy. I mean, screw the diet. This is the time to go out, all out and indulge. And I'm taking a big old vat of this because it's great, because it ties in with that. Also, it reminds me of being in Texas. And I was born in Texas. I'm a Southern girl at heart. And in my school cafeteria, the one awesome thing were these Frito Pies. It was this or like rectangular cardboard pieces of crust, they call it, sandwiched with watery ketchup topped with rubbery cheese. And it was that or the latter, these Frito Pies, and I'm going to show you how I make mine. What I'm using for my chili, I have up here is my almighty important spices. I have some oregano, some paprika, some cayenne, some cocoa, some cinnamon, some cumin, some chili powder, and everything will be found on my blog, thesquishymonster.com. And back here I have some beans that are rinsed and I drained because it's sitting in a lot of salt, and I don't want a food company dictating how much salt I'm using in my food. I want to be able to control that. So I have some nice and buttery pintos and some kidney beans. I love these for the fact that when you bite into them, they provide some nice resistance. I love these. Back here I have 2 pounds of ground sirloin, but you can use whatever meat you would like. Some Frito chips, of course. And then I have in my pantry, all I had was some crushed tomatoes, and I'm using some of that. If you can help it, like I always say, use what you've got. If you've got diced tomatoes, that's great. If you've got, tomato paste, make some of that up with some water. Use whatever you've got. I've got some tomato ketchup as well, just to enhance the flavor of the tomatoes. I have some jalapenos, and if you don't like the heat, you can toss this out altogether, or you can just split down the middle and just take the back of your spoon and gut out the seeds. Therein lies the heat. And I went ahead and just finally diced those. And I got a big old fat jalapeno because I love the heat. I have some garlic and some onions and cheese to garnish on top. You can garnish with some sour cream or some creme fraiche and some chives or whatever you would like. Let's get started. The first thing I want to do is take about a half a stick of butter, and I'm melting that with my spices, my garlic, and my jalapeno. This step is not necessary, but I find that it helps to marry the flavors together, to make them mesh, and it's just an extra step that you take because you care before you dump everything else in. The beauty of chili is that you can just kind of dump everything in, let it come to a boil, and stew for a little while, and it's super easy, right? But if you do this, it helps kind of toast and bring out and enhance all the spices, because there are so many different spices in here. You want them to mesh really well. When all your spices are nice and aromatic, you want to add in your meat. And just a quick tip, don't try to mush up your meat. You want big chunks so it's nice and hearty later. And I let my meat sit out on the countertop like 15 or 20 minutes before I was ready to cook it off, just so that it doesn't shock while it's sitting in the pan in the heat, and it doesn't have to take that time to adjust to the heat. And I want to salt and pepper this layer, and you want to salt and pepper each layer as you go. And just a quick note, the cocoa and the cinnamon in here, if it freaks you out, obviously just leave it out. But I find that it brings such nice depth and warmth to the whole thing. And people seem to forget that, cinnamon is actually a spice. And in itself, cocoa, unsweetened natural cocoa, and cinnamon are not sweet. When your meat is nicely coated and you hear it sizzling away, every little bit of that meat is covered with that beautiful blend of spices, and you see little flecks of green. It's beautiful. It's like red and green. Christmas all over again. And then you want to add in your beans. And then you want to coat all of the beans with that mixture as well. And I took away a lot of that salt, and you can pluck a bean or two out and taste them. But I know that I've drained a lot of that salt out, that excess salt. I want to go ahead and salt this layer as well. and pepper. Then I want to spoon in my ketchup. And then I want to pour in my tomatoes. And if this consistency doesn't agree with you, you can add a little bit of water. Start off with 1/4 to 1/2 cup and build up from there. And I'm just gonna see by eye if it needs any after it's been simmering away, because then it'll release a lot of its juices, so you don't want to prematurely add in any water or liquid. Words cannot even explain. I haven't had this in years. I'm just gonna dig right in, no talking. Though it is pretty hard for me not to talk, even when I've got my mouth full. So get a gigantic bite of all that cheese. I love the fresh onion in this, just to brighten everything up. Crunchy chip. Of course, some of that chili. I want to get a jalapeno too. My mouth is greedy. And this just takes me back. You know how certain smells take you back? This is one of them. This is to die for, you guys. Between that nice and crunchy fresh onion, crispy crunchy chips, melted cheese, and all that nice hearty, wonderful beefy chili. I'm a firm believer that when it comes to chili, you gotta use some type of beef, whether it be steak, sirloin, whatever. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I'm going in for another bite. I wasn't even that hungry, to be honest. I've already had lunch, but I might have to eat this because it's that delicious. I hope you guys try this. Happy Super Bowl, you guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.